it is that the scene is there and one person says they want to have a closer look at something. They want to, that's it. And I don't know what, and the stager, I call him or her, or there, the stager. The stager knows, of course, but no one else in the group. No one else. And I have to emphasize this because people say, are you sure we don't need to know anything? No, you don't need to know anything. You know, well, you will know. So the stager use the people in the group as figurants and make a picture of them and give them a mimic and, she's there or there. And then I stay by the stager and ask the stager to look from a distance, like in painting. What do you see? You talked about the vision, Marcia, also, but this is about the vision. And then they can correct the sketch. And then when the stager feels fine, I stand with the stager and I say to the group members, the figurants who doesn't know anything more than they have learned about the nonverbal, to stay in, we can call it Lisa. Stay in Lisa's picture 5-6 seconds, and whoever wants to do something, do it without words. And so the picture is starting to organically move. And I stop it quite fast to ask for voices. And here is not allowed to reflect, it's not allowed to interpret, it's not allowed to think, who am I? Just to tell about their here and now experience, which could be like, I wanted to come close to you, but I got stuck, I couldn't move, or I left this, I don't want to be here. Simple like that. And I say by the stager and focus on the stages, the breathing and what the stager is seeing. And so I'm very, sorry, it's an airplane. It's an airplane outside my window. So I stay with the stager and ask I'm very indifferent when it comes to feelings or knowings, or I just, do you want to make a second scene? And sometimes they do, because they saw something and they want to try out what's happening if I do like that. Add some other figurants, take away someone, make a new sketch. And this goes very fast, it goes like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. And then we repeat it again. And I said, so stay in this second scene so long and do what you want without words. So people are it is fantastic to see what people can afford and co-create and collaborate without so-called knowing. So this scenery is organically changing. And usually there comes a new, with voices, and everything is repeated like that. And the third scene, usually I can ask people, do you want someone in your picture to make the next scene? And that is quite often they want. Because in the scene they might have made their family or something, and someone is the child or someone. Yeah, you have to be represented yourself in the staging also. Someone will represent, some of the figurants will be the stager. So the stager can then ask someone who the stager is interesting, what scene would that person, or it could be abstract as well. What would that abstract thing, could be my fears or my hate, or it's both. Figurants can be both abstract and real people, so to say. It could be a dream also, something that you wish for, or something that you want to explore that happened before or whatever. So in the third scene, usually someone else is arranging the picture. So the picture is a challenge to the first perspective of the stagers. One can put it that way. And then comes voices again, and usually the stager is amazed, and I'm also amazed, because what is co-created is fantastic. I couldn't. These are things that could never ever been figured out. I couldn't read it in a book. I couldn't learn it through my experience. It's just there. I call it knowledge in the making. It's just there in the here and now. Can be repeated. Cannot be generalized. It doesn't have to be understood or interpreted. It's just people are filled with a lot of emotions and after that, there are some procedures rolling off the people and so on. Then I sit by the stager to have, and the other ones are not allowed to interfere. And I sit with the stager and invite the stager to hold the pen for their rich story. This is about rich storytelling, from a thin story to a rich story, with all this. What all this figurant has added through their cultures, through their sex, through their experience, that they didn't even know themselves usually that they had all these capacities, or what you call it. So I sit with the stager and I will keep the stager in the experience of the situation and ask, what happened to you? And then I tried more narrative questions, and how does that connect to important values, things that you honor in your life. And so there are more questions. It's a kind of short interview, and usually they are filled with emotions and body sensations. Oh, it felt like this, or oh, I feel so, and it's that kind of. And I'm very stiff, still just. And then I ask the stager if the stager wants some resonance from the other ones. I don't want reflections. Reflections all, I think, reflect the dominant culture. So I ask the figurants, because I want them to have something as well. That what were you drawn to, and how does that connect to something in your life that you recognize, and if you want to share it, share it. So that's part of how it goes. Little Speedy Gonzales to tell about this, but that is so. And this could lead to some more philosophical cafe or something, but for me, I have to provide a safe place and be protective of the stager. And people who do this for some supervision groups I have for 6 years, more than that sometimes, twice a month, 3 hours each time, they get less polarized, connected, and they laugh a lot. And they see each other in more. They say, I didn't know you were that funny. I didn't know that you were. Oh, why didn't you never show this to me? So what I'm saying is, the things that limited us with these normative ghosts, or the cultures, or the language, I wanted to create a space who could liberate people to just search within, and it's so magic. Everything, it's like a Greek drama or something, and they do things, and it's so. It could never be figured it out. I could never figure it out. No one could figure it out. And also this collaborative. I think you talked about that, Marcia. Also, this, I think it's a piece of act. An act of peace. I mean, because everyone can join. Everyone adds. It's not, you don't have to be professional or strong or what age. All people add to this, because we are so rich. Yeah. Maybe I can stop there. for questions.
Well, I just wanted to say, having, participated in one of your workshops, Elizabeth, I found it very powerful, because it brought to life the knowing in the group. We didn't use language. I remember the sculptor put us in places, and we all had particular valences for what, that person needed. And even without knowing, we were able to recreate that person's story. It was very powerful. We were just like, okay, I feel I should move closer to this person. And by doing that, we're portraying that, there was conflict in that person's family. So we were bringing about a new direction to that story. And I found it very powerful. So for me, I think, we need to make more of an effort to bring the nonverbal into therapy. We were very big on verbal, but I think the nonverbal has a lot that it contributes. So that was my experience, and I very much resonated with it.
Thank you, Joanna.
Elizabeth, for me it sounds, first of all, it's fantastic. I think it's very powerful because I believe in the stage. So they're just saying staging, and you call the person a stager. In psychodrama, we call him the protagonist.
I know.
So you have a background in psychodrama. Where do you see the difference between this and psychodrama?
Oh, in psychodrama. Well, in psychodrama, usually you have a theory, first of all, Moreno, or this one, and, have a theoretical.
Well, he was there. We are here.
But people refer to different ideas and so on. I had, this is non-theoretical. This has no ideas, no background. That's one part. The other one is, in psychodrama, you usually know what it's all about, and you instruct, when you do like reversed roles, you instruct the one what it is all about.
You make it clearer to the auxiliary what he needs and to know about the character. In your case, it's all based like on tele, like
nothing,
not saying anything. Just
no, that's an interesting offer, because people saying that all the time. Are you really not saying anything?
Not saying
nothing. But I would say there are loads of information. When we not say it's I mean, we talk about, I am interested in neuroreception as well, and the vagus nerve and the automatic nervous system, and how our meetings are a right brain to right brain a lot. I mean, non-verbally 70%. So why do we have these formats where we sit in a chair, not moving, sitting individually in different cultures, and talk about the past, when we can be with other people co-creating something about the future? Much richer, not linear.
So just to make it clear, the stager has a story, but he doesn't tell the story. He just present the characters in the group.
Yeah.
By somatic language.
Yes, by gestures, pick them like that. And it goes so fast that they have a picture. And in the sketch, you can see something more visible. A sketch can make things more visible than all the details that when you sit and talk about all the things happen there, and then you go all. So in the sketch, it takes like that, and the person is doing a sketch.
And you use props and
if they want
costumes.
No. If there was someone, but somebody might put some figurine behind the curtain or something, or standing on a chair, or sometimes it doesn't have to be it could be a current situation. I have a problem with my colleague or something. I don't say that, but then I make a sketch with me and my colleague and the clients, maybe, whatever it is. So it's no verbal initial, and the wording is only experiential. I did this because I felt that.
And what would you do with this stager on the next meeting?
The next meeting, then I ask everyone who wants to do, what do you want to do? Who wants to draw? Who wants to do a staging? Who wants a narrative interview? So people can choose format when I see them. Usually it's in supervision, but I would think it would be so much interesting to do this in group. Like we have like group working with violent people, and you can imagine if you could use this and then you sometimes is the child, sometimes you're the perpetrator, sometimes I think it's tricky to talk about, explain it, because it's when you experience it, then you can understand what it is about. But I know if we have groups with parents who have problem probably or have similar problem, then we can use a group creating different families, and you can be the mother sometimes, you can be the client, you can be the therapist, or so I think it's a richness that people co-construct. Not I don't have to. I just provide the space, and the people are so talented, I think. So when I back off, it's good.
We have two questions, one from Michaela, one from Marcia. So maybe Michaela.
Michaela.
Yes, I was thinking because I've been attending on Elizabeth's live staging, so I just want to fill in with some words from within, because I went there and okay, we're not talking, and okay, this is good doing this way, and I remember being a part of this figure, which is it's like a statue, and then and you don't know anything. That's true. But you get a feeling from the posture you get from the stager, you call it, is it, Elizabeth? Yeah? You get a posture somehow. And then at a certain moment, you can do, what do you want to do? And I wanted to do something. I don't remember exactly what at this moment, because I've been on several live staging processes. But then we were talking a little bit afterwards, and it was fitting in with someone else in another posture, think that's fantastic. So it's something about information and how humans are together, really connect. We don't really need words. We connect by emotions somehow. This is a very strong tool, I think, so I really like it. So I just wanted to add a little from within. Yes. Thank you.
Marcia?
Yes, no, thank you very much. It was really interesting, and now I'm very curious. I want also to come to your workshop. And I was thinking about the parallel that actually I don't remember if I mentioned or not my case study, that people are making a collage of their works. And what you really are doing is a collage, but people are being the art material. They can use also to dress in but people themselves are with another gesture, with another face that I'm not, they can express something and then make a collage that each one can resonate in another location or path. So the parallel of two, I was listening and say, oh, it's a collage of people with their bodies. Very interesting, yeah.
And I want to add to you, Ofra, as I have experienced psychodrama and also group psychotherapy in the 70s, with all these kinds of things happening, it was important for me to make the safe ground, and to find that it can be so collaborative anyway. You don't have to do this 70s, 80s kind of knock each other in the head or to be a little generalizing, but it is psychodrama is very powerful, and I like it, and I enjoyed it every now and then. I was a teacher in psychodrama in the early 80s, but for me it is to bring something from many different and when I paint, it is very much in the language I want it to be, not in the psychological. It's where is the darkness, where is the light, and where is and if I put one color, what happened to the other colors? So I like to be in that language. I quit this psychological language and diagnosis and things. I don't want to be there.
Yeah, we do in psychodrama a lot of that too. I mean, don't tell me, show me. And also this tele that happens between people, we call it tele, that happens between people that without words, they know what you mean and they go for it.
Yeah, yes, there are a lot of connections with that, and also, yeah.
Yeah,
And
thank
also
you.
like
Sounds
dialogue and,
fantastic. Sounds
and
very
yeah.
powerful. I believe in the whole world is but a stage.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I joined Nana. Nana wrote in our group that she finds this very interesting and powerful, and she'd love to experience it. I joined her in saying I think all what both Marcia shared and Elizabeth shared, I feel like I need an experience of it in person, and this has got my appetite.
Maybe we
As
can
we-
meet in New York in the next AGPA.
Yes,
I
yes.
would love that. Yeah.
And one of the reasons we do these global sharings is to encourage people to collaborate, to go to one another's workshops, and to learn more from experiences, and perhaps to even do a workshop together in the future at AGPA. We can even do a online workshop if people are interested, something more experiential. So please.
I had done this online once.
Oh my goodness.
I made a little small figurines that because it was in a pandemic and I was presenting, and so I needed, but it did actually work with having the people represented, and had move that one to this one, and this one said no. So you can do it online as well.
Also, our therapy, Richard was present. Remember, Richard was the president of IAGP, and during during all those 2 years, Richard as the president, he supported us, and I once a month I make a support group using art therapy and by Zoom. Thank you, Richard, for the opportunity, because people were close in their countries and places, and we keep doing work. So, Bojon, yes, we must keep doing works, and also integration. Thank you too, Bojan and John, for this opportunity here.
Yes, thank you. And Victoria also, I think, was engaged in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She couldn't be here today, unfortunately. But if there are others here who would like to share, please get in touch with us for our next global sharing. And yes, I think we are at our hour. Thank you so much for all the learnings today, and we look forward to experiencing it in person.
Next time you start a session doing yoga with us, Bajun.
Good idea.
Yes.
Thank you. So good to be with you in this safe place. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And better days for everyone.
Yes. For a better world. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Connection is solution. Connection is solution.
Connection and love. Yes. Empathy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
From
Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Nana.
Good morning, good
Good to see
afternoon,
you.
good night.
Show yourself.
Good, Nana. Yes, that's
you
good
show
to see
yourself?
you. Maybe Olivia, you can also
Okay.
open.